you ever experienced that tension that builds in your mind as you walk through your home and see items or situations that call for your attention? Maybe it's something that needs mending, a project that needs finishing, or a spot that needs decluttering. I often get very kind comments on here about how peaceful my videos are and how peaceful my home is. While I do try to make my home a peaceful place, there are most definitely spaces in my house, many in fact, that have gotten away from me and cause much stress. I have made it my mission lately to chip away at those areas in an attempt to make our home a little more peaceful. Today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes to the less than peaceful areas in our home and bring you along in my journey to remedy those. It is also my goal to spend absolutely no money in doing this, so we will have to get a little bit creative as well. I hope you'll join me. Not too long ago, I listened to a podcast where the presenter, I think it was the Minimal Mom, spoke about the mental clutter that can accumulate due to our surroundings. Every time we encounter a cluttered space, or in my opinion, even an unfinished project or a broken item, it shouts at us to mend it, fix it, organize it. And it can add a lot of stress to our lives. Something I've recently started doing is creating a list of all the things in my home that bother me, annoy me, or cause me stress. Then, when I have a few moments, I will pick something off the list and just take care of it. That way, I am always slowly chipping away at the list and reducing my mental clutter. One thing that has bothered me for a while now is in our bedroom. We have a bit of an odd situation in that there is no door between our bedroom and bathroom. It's a very narrow opening, quite a bit narrower than a typical door size. A pocket door would be a great solution, but opening up the wall has never been high on our priority list, and a sliding barn door will not work as the wall to the side is not as wide as the door opening, so it's a bit complicated. The situation has become problematic with one person waking the other person who's still sleeping. And did I mention the vanity lights shine right into the bedroom? And also with having to shut the bedroom curtains before using the bathroom for privacy, so it's just all a bit complicated. I finally decided a curtain might be a good solution for that doorway. As always, I like to shop my home first, and if you remember, I'm trying not to spend a single cent on this. The black and white curtains in our former dining room would be great for this space, but that leaves a room with no curtains. So obviously my solution was to make new ones. I looked through all my thrifted fabrics, but ultimately decided on this subtle gray and white ticking stripe sheet. It's a king size that I found probably a year or two ago at the thrift store. I think I may have paid $3 or $4 for it, and it came with 2 matching pillow shams. I'm not going to go into great detail about how I made the curtain, but in summary, I split the sheet lengthwise to create 2 panels, and then I basically just cleaned up all the edges by turning them over and sewing a straight line to create a nice edge. I created a rod pocket at the top by folding it over and sewing a straight line, and then just hemmed them to length. That would have been the easiest version to stop right there, but of course I decided to make it harder and created a ruffle to go across the top. I did this by cutting the pillow shams into strips and then essentially creating a layered or tiered ruffle, kind of like you would see on skirts or dresses. I really like how they turned out. I think they are subtle and peaceful and soothing, which is always what I'm going for. And I always thought the black and white florals in here were a little bit bolder than I wanted, but I actually like them much better in my bedroom now. When it came to hanging the black and white curtains in the doorway between our bedroom and bathroom, I first tried a tension rod, but that did not work out at all. It just looked really odd being inside the door frame like that. And it would have worked, but it just wasn't the look I was going for. And trying to spend absolutely no money and not having a curtain rod to spare, I had to get a little bit creative, and we're just going to call this whimsical for the sake of this video, okay? So just go with me on this. So I went outside and I looked for the biggest stick I could find and the straightest stick I could find. And I brought that in and I put our curtains on that stick. And no, it's not perfectly straight, but it works. And I had thought about using a dowel rod, but the dowel rod would have needed something on the ends and it would have needed to be painted. And I kind of liked the whimsical look of a stick because it just had that kind of natural garden feel to it, which went with the florals of the curtains, I think. Anyway, I needed a way to hang this makeshift rod, so I used some floral wire, and it seems to be staying just fine. I actually already had these curtain tie-back hooks from a year or so ago when I bought them for a different project and ended up not using them. So I attached those on each side of the doorway so that we can pull the curtains back. Is it perfect? No, but I think it totally works and it serves its purpose. And I don't think it looks half bad for being completely free. Another area on my list is in the kitchen. I really love having this spice cabinet, but it has become so cluttered that I can no longer even shut the cabinet door. How embarrassing. In the flurry of cooking and tidying up every day, I never seem to have time to address this cluttered cabinet, but it causes me stress every single day. Matching spice jars are very aesthetic, but I am not one that is going to go out and spend the money to make that happen. If it brings you joy and you have the means to do it, that is wonderful. But I tend to just save my little jars and refill them from the bulk spice packages. Regular canning jars would work great too. Just getting this all decluttered and organized made it feel so much better, and it functions so smoothly now. I'm so glad I took the time to just get it done. My hope is that this video will serve as your inspiration and encouragement to finally take care of all the little things that are bothering you around your home. I promise you, it will begin to feel so much lighter and calmer as you check off all those little boxes. Even something as simple as finding a cute way to corral all those pens, decluttering that one cabinet that causes stress when you're trying to get a baking dish out, you know the one. Or finally finding a place to hang your aprons instead of wadding them up in a drawer. Whoops. It all adds up. I hope this video has brought some encouragement to your day. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.